We're on board the 21 with Bobby.
Yes, that's right. This is Bobby Bruce on Joyrider TV.
Yes, that's right. It's Joe here for Joyrider TV. And yes, that's right. We're going to be looking back on the 2025 Global Speed Stick Competition. The 25 Speed Stick Competition has been the most successful year that we've had so far for the Speed Stick. We've had the most entries, 183 entries on the Speed Stick. You guys have been giving it some serious beans out there. We've had 52 classes of boat represented on the Speed Stick. What were those classes? A notable new entry for the Top Cat K2. We also had 7 getaways on the Speed Stick, 6 Ilkas or lasers if you're living in the past, 8 Hobie 18s, 8 Hobie 14s, and then leading the charge, and this year getting their own leaderboard, the Formula 18 class, with a total of 25 entries. Great stuff on the Formula 18s. Then the Hobie 16s, of course, the most popular on the Speed Stick, with 26 Hobie 16s on the leaderboard solo and 34 with 2 people on board. Great stuff on the 16s, very good to see. Is your class not getting too much of a mention here? How are we going to address that? Let's make it happen in 2026. We had a total of 27 countries represented on the leaderboard. Again, the most notable new entry has got to be Uganda. Who'd have thought it? Uganda with a total of 5 entries on the leaderboard. Next was Canada with 8. Then Austria with 10. Very good. Then the Netherlands with 11 entries. Also with 11 entries, Australia. 14 for Germany. And 18 for Greece. No surprises why that was. And then the most prominent country on the leaderboard, as you might expect, was the USA with a total of 66 entries. So let's kick off with the new entries since the last update video. Okay, and the youngest skipper on the leaderboard is Lucius from Uganda, sailing on Lake Victoria on a topper. Yes, it's a monohull. Yes, you can get on the Speed Stick on a monohull with a speed of 9.2 knots. Cooking the goose there, Lucius. Great job. Okay, and then in 77th position, fresh in, sailing in Melbourne, Australia, with a speed of 18.7 knots. We've got Mad Marty and Benny Boy sailing a Hobie 16. That is a great job, guys. And so glad that you got in there right at the end of 2025. I think you could probably get out again now and launch the 2026 leaderboard, which of course is ready to go. Then in 23rd position, sailing a Hobie 16 in Loch-Tudy, France, with a speed of 22.3 knots. Yes, 22.3 knots this year. Last year, 23rd position. That really shows the quality of last year's leaderboard. Was Thomas and Martin sailing a Hobie 16. And then making the journey, yes, to Hilton Head, South Carolina, USA, in October for the 50th anniversary regatta. We have Scott sailing with Nick. Yes, this is a collaboration. Scott, who is usually dropping it in the slot on Coltus Lake, teaming up with Nick, who I sailed with on Lake Lanier, just here, teaming up on the Hobie 16 and hitting it with a speed of 22.71 knots. That is fierce. Great job there, guys, and great to see you there. Okay, and then in 15th place, we have Jeanette and Dion just revving up, ready for the Formula 18 World Championships coming very soon to Western Australia, with a speed of 23.1 knots, sailing an F18 Nacra Infusion. Goose cooked. Yes, very nice. And then our highest new entry, or this is actually a notch up this time for James Carpenter, leading the charge on Lake Weber, Queensland, Australia, with a speed of 23.2 knots, solo on the Hobie 16. And James has been doing some superb work, not only sending it on the 16, but getting experimental with some great camera angles. So that is all of the new entries for this year's leaderboard. Very exciting news we have got coming very soon, the Joyrider Speed Stick app. Yes, that's right. So you can be running the Joyrider Speed Stick app, and then that will upload your result directly to the Speed Stick, taking a lot of the clankiness out of the operation. So that will be coming very soon. Of course, announcements will be made as the preparations are completed. Okay, so the F18 all new Speed Stick. Yes, you can see this. Just check out the link here. The top 10 on the F18 Speed Stick. So in 10th position, F18, sailing in Galveston Bay, Texas, was Chris, sailing with Scott on his Nacra Infusion, speed 20.10 knots. In 9th, we've got Mike and Andre, also on a Nacra Infusion, sailing on Lake Pepin, Lake City, Minnesota, USA, 20.3. And then sailing on a Hobie Wildcat, we've got Johan and Karina sailing on Versmeer, Nederlands, with a speed of 20.8 knots. And then sailing the Capricorn on the Eastern Sea of Denmark, speed 21 knots. We've got Oliver sailing with Ralph. Great job there, guys. 5th place on the all-new F18 Speed Stick. And then in 4th place, we've got Joe sailing with Kai on a C2, sailing on Wannsee, Berlin, Germany, with a speed of 22 knots. Now, for those of you who don't sail Formula 18, the Formula 18 takes some serious control to get up to these sorts of speed. So a big tip of the hat to everybody who has been sending it on the F18s last year. Let's get more F18s on the Speed Stick this year, because these bad boys have got a lot to give. So 3rd place, and just in for Jeanette and Dion, the Hot Fuzz sailing team on the Nacra Infusion, sailing on Jervois Bay, Western Australia, speed 23.1 knots. Now that is absolutely sending it, giving it the beans, cooking the goose, mowing the lawn, basting the turkey. Oh yes. 2nd place, and sailing on Bergen aan Zee, Netherlands, with a speed of 23.2 knots, was Philip and Max, sailing on the Nacra Evolution. Yeah, that is seriously quick. But the quickest of all this year has been right here, Vasiliki Lefkas, Greece, speed 23.7 knots. Sailing the Wildwind C2, yes, you could come to Wildwind, send it on a C2, was Jens and Marcus. Great job there, Jens and Marcus, and that is a very big speed. Okay, so top 10 overall of 2025. In 10th was me sailing solo, Vasiliki Lefkas, Greece. In 9th was Jens and Marcus on the C2, winning the F18 overall for the year. Then in 8th place, and there's a new sheriff in town, we've got Bobby sailing with Laura, and I might have been on the boat as well, in Hilton Head, South Carolina, USA, the Hobie 21 SE. Oh my gosh, that thing is a beast and so quick. 23.83 knots there on the 21. In 7th place was my speed with Pete sailing on the Hobie 16 right here. And then in 7th place, the winner of the Hobie 16 solo, Paul, again sailing right here. And then in 5th place, another winner of the We Sailed Faster Than Joe on the 2025 Speed Stick limited edition shirt was Disco and Jimmy sailing the Tornado from Mount Maunganui Yacht Club, New Zealand, with a speed of 24.6 knots. That is a great job. And then leading first place for the non-foiling boats this year is the winners of the Hobie 16 Speed Stick for 25, the winners of the non-foiling boat Speed Stick for 25, Jack and Tom on a Hobie 16 sailing in Somers, Victoria, Australia, 25.52 knots. Great job. Okay, then the top 3 all foiling boats. So they've been up there since the start of the year with 27 knots. We've got Sam and Harry sailing the Nacra 20 FCS. Yes, that thing is a beast, in New Zealand. And then in Italy, Lake Como, you may have seen the video. I was sailing with Kevin on the Nacra 20 FCS with a speed of 28.91 knots. Yes, the speedometer on the video showed a much higher speed, 31 knots, but I'm sticking to, from last year, sticking to the water speed 2-second average for any speeds that I've been submitting onto the stick, just so that I'm being consistent with myself. Important. And then the winner of the overall speed stick for 2025 was Thomas on the foiling A class, sailing in Denmark, Copenhagen, with a speed of 30.3 knots. Yes, this has been the fastest speed stick of all time. Even if you don't think you're going to put in the biggest speed, get out there and just have a look. Get a GPS running, because you never know. You might be going faster than you think. Get on the speed stick. Great way of pushing yourself to that next level. It's a competition that's running every day of the week in every sailing location in the world. Get involved. Get on the stick. It is going to be easier to get on the stick in 2026. As I mentioned, announcements will be coming for that. But thanks very much for everybody who's been getting involved. It has been a great speed stick competition in 25. And congratulations to everybody for their efforts. Looking forward to getting out there, giving it the beans in 2026. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon with some more on Joyrider TV.